Hi, I'm Kim, and this is Jimmy's Road. My brother Jimmy lived 34 years without a voice because of one person's really bad decision to get behind the wheel of a car. He passed away last year from complications from a simple stomach bug. I'm sitting in my car trying to figure out how to share his story. So here it is. Jimmy loved cars. He wanted to be a mechanic. When I sit in my car is when I feel closest to him because of his love for cars. This is where I feel I need to share his story. So please follow along with me for Jimmy's Road. You won't regret it. Before I start with anything, I need to introduce you to my brother Jimmy. I need to share who he was and what he meant to his family. Jimmy was a one of a kind. He was funny. He liked to make people laugh. He liked to tease his sister, me. One story that I can share with you, we were young. We had to be 9, 8 years old. I am terrified of snakes, terrified. He was up the hill of our house. I couldn't see, so I was climbing up the hill. There was a rock. He's like, Kim, come on, come sit down right here. I believed everything my brother said. I was naive. He wouldn't do anything to harm me. Well, I went to go sit down, and underneath that rock, you guessed it, was a snake. I literally screamed, ran down our hill to where we had a sliding glass door, sliding glass door, but luckily that day it was warm, so the door was open, and I literally flew into the living room. I remember coming in the house and going up to the kitchen. My mother's like, what happened? I'm like, Jimmy almost just made me sit on a snake. We both looked up that hill, and he was laughing as he could be because he knew he got me. So yes, he was a pain in my butt sometimes, as big brothers are. Can you relate to a big brother story like that? Jimmy was smart. He was so smart. He would just get A's like that in school. He didn't have to study. He didn't have to do anything. Me, on the other hand, with math, I had to study. Everything came to him. You know how smart he really was? In high school, he was almost indicted into the honor society a few times. He didn't want to be part of that group. They weren't the cool kids. So he would just get a grade small enough, little enough, maybe not the A+, maybe the A-, maybe the A, to just keep him like 1 point away from getting into the honor society. If you don't think that drove my father and my stepmother crazy, and my mom, think about that twice. He was almost in the honor society. He was kind beyond kind. There are so many stories I can share about his kindness, but my sister shared this story with me when he passed away, that she was dating some guy, her boyfriend, I don't remember his name at the time, and he was sick, so Jimmy took her over there to go see him. When they arrived, he's like, so you have no food or anything? I haven't eaten. I haven't done anything. She's like, no, I didn't bring anything. She didn't realize that Jimmy had left. Jimmy came back with groceries for him because he knew that he needed some food. He just did that. I don't know of many 22 to 24-year-old men these days would do such a thing. The other thing that Jimmy was, he loved his family. He loved us with every being of his body. He enjoyed spending time with us, and we loved spending time with him. We really did. I'll never forget a story. Me and my mom were living in our mobile home at the time, and it was kind of cool out, so we had a space heater, propane heater in the middle of our living room. Like, that's a great idea. And something happened and it caught fire. There was smoke everywhere. We lived in about 20 minutes from Jimmy or so. So there's a fire in our house. You know who the first person my mom called? My brother Jimmy. I'm like, instead of the fire department, she calls Jimmy. She goes, Jim, I have, fire here, smoke. He's like, Mom, why are you on the phone with me? You should be calling the fire department. She hung up with him, called the fire department. She carried the propane heater outside. And now remember, we lived about 20 minutes away. Would you believe that Jimmy arrived before the fire department came? That's who he was. He would drop anything on a dime to be with his family. He wanted to be a mechanic. That was his dream. He would work on my sister's car. He would work on my car. He one day did my brakes on my car because the car place wanted to charge me $600. And what 22-year-old girl has $600? But he did it. He figured it out and he did it. He would not talk to one of us. He would not eat until his project was done. He did those brakes for me and he saved me $600. And he's worked on my sister's car many, many, many times. He was always there for us. This all changed when he was 25 years old. When he was 25 years old, a person got in their car when they should not have and took everything away from him. He survived, but he lived 34 years without a voice. I will get into that story my next video. This video is really just to share who he was. This channel is for anybody who is struggling with taking care of somebody who can't take care of themselves, who has been affected by a loved one suffering a brain injury, who is starting in the middle or at the end of a journey dealing with hospitals and nursing homes, or somebody that just feels like alone in their journey, no matter what it is, and they want to give up. I'm here because my brother didn't have a voice for 34 years, and I'm using his voice to let each and every one of us know that have been through something tragic. And there are many people that don't know what a tragedy is. We know that there's a before in our life and an after in our life for that 1 second of something that has occurred. This channel is for you to know you are not alone. I understand. I feel what you're going through. It is time for me to share Jimmy's story, because what happened to him isn't who he was. Who he was is how he survived, how he persevered, how his courage that he showed up every day just to make it for the 34 years that he did. I hope that it can help at least one person know that whatever you're going through, you can get through it. And I'm hoping that you get through it with this channel. I don't know where this road is going to bring us. I don't know how long this road is going to be, but I do know that right now I need to share my brother's story in the hopes that it can help somebody. This road is for him and for all of us that are on a road we don't know where we're going. Please like and subscribe if Jimmy's story touched you, if you need some hope, if you need some faith, if you need some love, and if you need to not feel so alone in whatever journey you're in right now. If you stayed this long, I thank you so much, because this is not easy, but it is necessary what I need to share. If you did, please comment Jimmy below so I know who is on this road with me. Again, I want to thank you for taking the time for just finding out a little bit about my brother Jimmy.